the lead, 3 in front of Mongolian Champ with less than 3 furlongs to travel. And Urban Legend back in front, leads by a half length now to Colorado Cruiser, who took a crack at him in second. They're followed by Tessuto, 3 deep in third. A gap of 4 to Malibu Rocks and New King. They're at the top of the stretch. And it's Urban Legend now clear by 3 lengths at the 8th pole to Colorado Cruiser and Tessuto, who are both trying hard to get to Urban Legend. Urban Legend, 2-length lead. Colorado Cruiser trying with everything he has. It's down to a length and a half close to home. Urban Legend, Colorado Cruiser, photo finish. That became too close to call as Colorado Cruiser surged right at Urban Legend. They hit the wire together. Behind them, New King, Malibu Rocks, and Tessuto were involved in a photo as well. It's close in race 2. 1 seconds. The second race, Santa Anita Park welcomes Mathis family and friends. Our stakes program begins with we're in the gate. And they're off in the San Gabriel. A quick start for War at Sea. He and Eastern Ocean vying for the early lead, joined by Tio Magico, who moves up smoothly now to take second. So it's Eastern Ocean just in front. Tio Magico now second. War at Sea will settle just behind the top pair. Astronaut is racing in fourth. Missed the cut fifth, and the favorite Easter is at the back of the field. 4.5 lengths covers them. Eastern Ocean is the pacemaker. Leads it by a little more than a length now to Tio Magico in second. It's 2 more to Astronaut and War at Sea on even terms, third and fourth, with Miss the Cut fifth, 5 lengths off the lead. Easter just outside of him. They move on to the backstretch behind Eastern Ocean, who maintains a 1-length lead on Tio Magico in second. Then War at Sea under a tight hold, racing on the inside of Astronaut with the red cap. Missed the Cut is still 4 lengths off the pace, and outside of him comes Easter. There's been no change to the running order. A half mile to run in the San Gabriel Stakes. Eastern Ocean has been there throughout. Detroit just took a peek back, leads by a half length to Tio Magico in second. Then Astronaut and War at Sea. Easter will be 3 wide, moving around the far turn, has 4 to make up, and inside of him comes Missed the Cut. They're approaching the quarter pole. Eastern Ocean, Tio Magico. Tio Magico puts his nostrils in front at the top of the stretch. 2 lengths back, War at Sea. Easter on the outside of them. Missed the Cut has been covered up and is having a sweet trip. And he's now coming after Tio Magico as Easter lengthens stride with huge momentum in the middle of the race course. And Easter and Antonio Fresu, 3 straight stakes victories. This time it's the San Gabriel. Missed the Cut was a very good second. Tio Magico third, and War at Sea finished fourth. Our very first opening day in 1934 through today, we have welcomed the best horses, owners, trainers, and jockeys, as well as fans from around the country. Going in, Sneaking Candy, son of Into Mischief, takes up his spot. They're in the gate. And they're off. Cavendish broke a bit outward, but it's an even start as Vegas Burner gets a very narrow lead. Here's Hey Brother. And Hey Brother is now coming through to vie for the lead alongside Judge Miller. Those two are stride for stride. Cavendish won from the rail. Mongolian Altai is down at the fence, and Vegas Burner still close up in third. It's a gap of 5 to Sneaking Candy with no early speed. Down the back stretch, Hey Brother and Judge Miller heads apart on the front end, with Vegas Burner a half length back, 3 deep third. Cavendish pushed along by Juan Hernandez, 5 lengths off the pace in fourth. Mongolian Altai is next, and another 2 back to Sneaking Candy. They have 3/8 of a mile to run. Hey Brother, Judge Miller, and Vegas Burner running a good race on the outside. Judge Miller puts his chestnut nose in front, joined by Vegas Burner on the outside, and Hey Brother hanging tough just a neck away third, a gap of 6 to Sneaking Candy. They pass the quarter pole and turn for home, and Vegas Burner on the outside is head and head with Judge Miller at the 8th pole, and Hey Brother not going away either. Between rivals, Judge Miller just in front. Vegas Burner making him work. And Hey Brother is back to third past the 16th pole. And Judge Miller just to score. He had to work hard at 3-5, turning away Vegas Burner, who ran lights out in defeat. Hey Brother third. Sneaking Candy finished with interest fourth. 24 minutes. And Musical Mischief to the outside, walking into the gate at odds of 3-1. They're in the gate, and they're off in the American Oaks. Be Your Best, Sakura Flavor, both out very alertly, and they're joined by Musical Mischief. Musical Mischief now behind Be Your Best, who will set the pace as they come into the stretch for the first time. And so it's Be Your Best with a decisive advantage of a length and a half. Musical Mischief is in second, followed by Sakura Flavor. The favorite Anisette is covered up at the rail, galloping along 3 lengths off the lead. And at the back of the field is Alunda Queen. They've got a lap to go, and it's Arad Ortiz Jr. and Be Your Best, cruising along on the front end with a 2-length edge. Musical Mischief, Sakura Flavor, Anisette, and Alunda Queen. Into the turn, Be Your Best in control with a 2.5-length lead. Musical Mischief is comfortable in second, and then it's Sakura Flavor still right together with Anisette. That pair 3.5 or so off the pacemaker, and Alunda Queen. A very easy, comfortable lead for Be Your Best, who's under a tight hold as well, leading by just under 2. Musical Mischief still in second, and then comes Anisette inching up a closer third. Sakura Flavor is now fourth, 3 lengths off the pace, and Alunda Queen. They've taken closer order, but no change in the running order. It's Be Your Best leading the American Oaks field throughout. Musical Mischief in her turf debut is just about a 1/2 length back in second. There's breathing room for Anisette, who's asked to come after the top pair now. And then Sakura Flavor, Alunda Queen past the quarter pole and turning for home. Be Your Best has had it all her own way. Here's Anisette angled out for the final 1/8 of a mile. And Anisette breezing up alongside Be Your Best. Be Your Best, Anisette overpowers her in the stretch and will win convincingly. Under Umberto Rispoli, Anisette sparkles home in the American Oaks. Be Your Best was second best. Then Musical Mischief, Sakura Flavor, and Alunda Queen. $1 pick 6. It's the grade 2 San Antonio. Scratch number 2, Salesman. Post time in 22 minutes. Subsenador. Mixto to the outside. They're in the gate for the San Antonio Stakes, and they're off. And Brickyard Ride is going straight to the front. Newgrange hustled up for early speed, and Mixto comes away in third. Subsenador is fourth in the early going, passed now by Stiletto Boy, who sprints through to be a part of the pace as they move around the clubhouse turn. And Brickyard Ride will be the controlling speed, and understandably so. The brilliant sprinter has opened up a 2-length advantage on Newgrange in second. Stiletto Boy comes through to be a joint third, and Mixto outside of him. Subsenador is in just a tad tight, having to steady ever so briefly at the back of this compact field that moves on to the backstretch with Brickyard Ride the target, 3 parts of a length to Newgrange, keeping him honest in second. Then Stiletto Boy, Mixto, Subsenador is eager and tugging his way a little bit forward between those two. There's a 1/2 mile left to go in the San Antonio Stakes, and they're chasing Brickyard Ride into the far turn, maintaining the lead by about 3/4 of a length. Newgrange in second, On the outside comes Mixtos, Stiletto Boy, and Subsanador. Those three in a line behind the top two. Brickyard Ride and Newgrange are now on even terms approaching the quarter pole. Newgrange on the outside. Brickyard Ride hanging tough at the rails. Subsanador at the rails. Stiletto Boy top of the stretch, and Newgrange tries to sprint away. Brickyard Ride's running a big race along the rail and not done yet. Subsanador still has 4 to make up in the final furlong. It's Newgrange well off the rail and in control. It will be Newgrange and Arad Ortiz Jr. to win the San Antonio. Mixto rallied strongly late to get second. Then it was Brickyard Ride and Subsanador. With CBS Sports, please join us in welcoming Mr. Avery Johnson as he presents the San Antonio Trophy. Dr. Soulfire and Catalina Eddy to complete the line. And they're off. And it's a fast start for Booksmart, who takes command at once, opening up about a length in the first few jumps. Neon Lights and Catalina Eddy are second and third as they run down the hill. And then comes Beef Winslow racing in fourth. Hawker, fifth at this point, 6 lengths off the lead. Then comes Minister Shane, who's racing along the inside. Between rivals comes King Apollo with Dr. Soulfire outside of that pair. Manitouish is second to last, and Living Life is at the back of a strung-out field. It's Booksmart, the controlling speed under Edwin Maldonado, pursued by Catalina Eddy, a length back second. Another 3 back to Neon Lights in third, followed by Beef Winslow and Hawker, who are right together, joined widest of all by Dr. Soulfire. King Apollo is starting to get going. He has about 5 lengths to make up at the top of the stretch, and it's wide open. Here's Beef Winslow on the outside, storming to the front at the furlong pole, opening up 2. Booksmart, Catalina Eddy, a late run coming from King Apollo with Hawker, but it's a no doubt about it performance for Beef Winslow. Another for Flavian Prat, strolling in to win by more than 4. Booksmart second, King Apollo third. Photo for fourth involved an oncoming Living Life, and behind them it was a battle that included Minister Shane and Catalina Eddy. Number 6, Matanzas Creek. Post time in 24 minutes. Raise Cane will be the last one to load for the Grade 1 Malibu Stakes. They're in the gate. And they're off to a smooth start in Speedboat Beach and Hijazi, both with sharp early speed. Sharp as Attack splits that pair and moves to be a joint second. They're followed by Giant Mischief in the orange colors, racing along the inside. Fort Bragg is tugging his way, very eager in the early stages, but nowhere to go. He's right inside Damon's Mound, and Raise Cane is just 4 lengths off Hijazi, who's a little quicker than Speedboat Beach and leads by a head to the half-mile pole. Sharp as Attack, 2 off the pace in third, and Damon's Mound inches up outside of him. Giant Mischief aggressively pushed along down at the rail. Then it's Fort Bragg, 4 lengths off his stablemates, rounding the far turn as Speedboat Beach takes the lead. Raise Cane trails. It's Speedboat Beach. Hijazi comes right back, and those two race to the quarter pole together. Hijazi cruising along, has his head back in front of Speedboat Beach. Damon's Mound is in third. Down at the rail, Giant Mischief there at the top of the stretch. Hijazi and Speedboat Beach. Speedboat Beach has another gear and opens up a length on Hijazi at the 8th pole. 4 more to Giant Mischief and Damon's Mound. It's Speedboat Beach and Flavian Prat. Hijazi trying hard, but Speedboat Beach has won the Malibu decisively by 2 lengths over Hijazi. Giant Mischief was third, then Damon's Mound, and a photo between Fort Bragg and Raise Cane. Speedboat Beach sizzles home in 1:21.70 seconds. And they're off in the Mathis Mile. And Calm Sea wins the break. Watsonville on the outside moves into second, and Almendaris is a close-up third, well spotted. Then it's Panic Alarm inching up along the rail. Aji second to last, and stretch running Dandy Man Shines will do his best running later on. Into the first turn, and it's Calm Sea to control the pace, leading by about a length and a half. Watsonville, Panic Alarm tucked in third. Almendaris is now settled in fourth with 4 to make up, still in hand with Aji's and Dandy Man Shines. 5 lengths covers the group as they swing on to the backstretch behind Calm Sea, who leads by a little more than a half length to Watsonville second, and then it's Panic Alarm and Almendaris right next to one another, a length back to Aji's, and Dandy Man Shines in the red colors, just 4 lengths off the pace. There's about 3/8 of a mile to go in the Santa Anita Mathis Mile. And Calm Sea has been there throughout as Watsonville turns up the heat in second, and Almendaris marching toward the top pair with a 3-wide bid. Dandy Man Shines has 4 lengths to make up as Watsonville takes the lead at the top of the stretch. Dandy Man Shines kicking in on the outside. Almendaris is in between them, and Calm Sea is fighting bravely. They're inside the 8th pole. Room for Panic Alarm, one from the fence, a driving finish. Almendaris takes the lead on the inside. Watsonville will fight him all the way to the wire. Here it is, too close to call. Watsonville and Antonio Fresu and Almendaris and Flavian Pratt in a Mathis Mile thriller. The grade 1 La Brea is next. Scratch 1, Smith. Satin Doll to the outside. And they're off in the La Brea. And it's Fast and Shiny who gets the first call. Satin Doll is prominent in the early going, and they're joined by Daddy's Ruby, who flashes that natural speed up to take the lead. And so Daddy's Ruby will set the pace as Howl moves into second. A close-up third is Big Pond, just a length and a half off them, and Fast and Shiny keeping pace in fourth. Another 2 back to Bangs. Inside, clearly unhinged, Royal Spa. Ice Dancing is second to last, and Satin Doll now trails with a half mile to go. And it's Daddy's Ruby and Juan Hernandez trying to shake loose in front by 2 over Howl in second. They are followed by Big Pond, one from the outside, moving up to take the second spot now. And Fast and Shiny is outside of them. Howl is suddenly back to fourth, 3.5 or so off the leader. She's joined by Clearly Unhinged, who's making some headway. Outside of them, it's Ice Dancing as Howl is dropping to the back of the field. They're at the top of the stretch, and Daddy's Ruby trying to fend off Big Pond, and the California bred is within a length with a furlong left to go. Daddy's Ruby clinging to that lead. Big Pond a length back second. 4 more to Clearly Unhinged in third. Daddy's Ruby, Big Pond trying to get to her. Daddy's Ruby, Big Pond, here's the line. Photo finish. What a thriller in the La Brea. It is so close between Big Pond and Daddy's Ruby. They hit the wire together. Behind them, it was a battle between Royal Spa and Clearly Unhinged. In the 11th race, day at the Great Race Place. They're in the gate, and they're off. A tardy beginning for Blue Fashion. It was a quick one for Gerwig, but now visually sprinting up to take over. Speed Shopper is down at the rail, close up in the early going, and Sea Dancer joins the party on the outside of I'm a Joker, with Tianma widest of all, only about 2.5 or so off the lead into the first turn. They're followed at the rail by Oratium, Horatium is now 7 lengths off the lead, just behind Joker, and now angling off the rail. Respect the Crown went a bit wide into the first turn. Then came Flight to Quality, racing on the inside of Affair. At the back of the field, Blue Fashion and American Dream Maker. About 15 lengths covers the field, as the leader is Visually, with a half mile to travel, has a 3.5 length lead. Sea Dancer in hand second and getting closer. Another 2 back to Tianma in third, followed by Gerwin. Inside, I'm a Joker, fifth at this point. At the rail, Horatium has 8 or 9 lengths to make up, followed by Speed Shopper, Ask for More, Respect the Crown outside of that pair. Affair is underway, making progress, but making it with a 4 or 5 wide bid. Another 2 back to Flight to Quality, American Dream Maker, and Blue Fashion, top of the lane, and Visually still with a 3-length lead. Sea Dancer chasing with determination, trying to close the gap in second, followed by Gerwig and Horatium, a 16th to go, and it's Visually holding on, and Visually, another for Edwin Maldonado, takes them coast to coast. Sea Dancer was second. Photo for third between I'm a Joker and Blue Fashion, who came from last. Behind them was Gerwig. The 50-cent late pick for $434.10.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Quigley's Corner. I am Tom Quigley. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Michelle Yu, joined by Jeff Siegel, who's also not Tom Quigley. TQ is at home, a little under the weather, but we wish him well, and I will do my best. Although I didn't even think I should have worn a tropical shirt.
Well, but this was kind of a last-minute thing, so
I really should have. I should have thought about that.
Yeah.
I should keep one in my car for any day I have to be Tom Quigley.
I mean, you should keep a lot because you wear so many hats. Every time I'm turning around, you're doing another job. So
That's
why
right.
not this, right?
Appreciate you, Jeff. If you guys don't know Jeff Siegel, he is the mastermind here over at First Racing. You guys can watch his videos. You can read his blogs. You can follow along with his first glances. What is it that you don't do?
Not a lot. I mean, I do what I do. I put it that way. I had a nice podcast this morning with Jeremy for Express Bet and First Bet. So we did that.
What did you guys talk about? Give me the quick synopsis.
Well, we handicapped the Saturday card.
Okay.
So we did the Joe Hernandez, which was fun because we have no idea if it's going to be the hill, the flat, or the dirt.
Right.
With the rain coming this weekend. So you got to be, you got to watch it there, and then maybe you have to do some late changes for that. Just like today, we have a few scratches that'll
yes. Well, you got to make
impact
the matrix. You got to make the matrix. That's ABC, but then you have to do ABC for hill, flat, and dirt.
Right. So anyway, we'll do that. But we got some good racing today. Yeah,
we do. We have 9 races on tap today. Let's take a look real quick. Well, actually, we're not. I lied. I forget what we're doing. We're going to wait. We're going to chit chat before we get interrupted. So I don't want to jump right in yet. But Jeff, you could tell me what you did for the holidays.
Work. I know you have a family to entertain, but it's just me. So,
right. Jeff, why don't you come to my house? Do you like children and loudness?
I can deal with it. If you're going to feed me, I'll do it with anything.
Oh, well, okay. Our next big family meal, you are invited.
Thank you.
Thanksgiving, I do Christmas Eve, and I do Christmas Day.
All right. Well, I'm sure it's a blast. And the kids, did they make out well this year?
I mean, I think so. They literally tore through the house and every gift, like before you could even document it or anything. Like when I was little, we used to like open a gift. Everyone goes, ooh, ah. And then it's like, Jeff, your turn. You open a gift.
Yeah.
And I try to like hold my kids back, but they are like Forbidden Kingdom. They just run right through it. Like you can't turn them, you can't stop them. All of a sudden, I'm like, Spencer, what are you doing? And he's opened like 6 gifts. Yeah. You have to hold him and physically restrain him to keep him from opening stuff.
That is fun.
How was your opening day handicapping?
Actually, it was good. I was happy with it. You know? I mean, I lost a couple of photos. I think a couple of short prices that I could have used for my rolling exotics got beat. But I got the La Brea winner home at 14 something, and I thought she lost. I mean, she won by this much.
Right.
The Bob was like the all-time greatest Bob for Peter Miller's filly. So it was okay. I ended up with a profit, close on a few others, but I'll take it.
All right. Anytime that we're in the black.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm positive, I have a salary as you do when you go to the work.
My salary is not the same as Jeff's.
Well, I don't know about that, but the bottom line is if I never bet, I still win because I'm getting paid to do this, which is great. They actually pay me to do this.
Right.
What a job that is, I mean, you too.
I know.
Hey, by the way, you traveling this winter again or not?
I'm going to do a little traveling, I think, coming up. Saudi,
yeah.
But I haven't done very much this last big since Breeders' Cup was here. Because normally I would go to town for Breeders' Cup.
Right.
So I feel like I've been homeward bound. Right.
Well, the family appreciates that.
I don't know. My kids like it when I leave because either my mom or Ryan's mom come into town.
Okay.
And then it's, ice cream for breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
And
absolutely.
McDonald's for lunch.
Exactly.
And exactly all that. Yeah. We're just about at the top of the hour, which means that Frank Miramati is just about to be on hand to give us the changes. And make sure you have your pen and paper ready because there are going to be several scratches for this card, and we will join you back after those changes come up.
In the first race, beginning of the early pick 5. There are no changes. We do have a super high 5 carryover from last week of more than $10,862. Race 2 is the beginning of the early pick 4. We have the program scratch of number 4, Golf Drama. In the third, scratch the also eligibles 9 and 10. Race 4 is the start of the $1 traditional pick 6. On races 4 through 9, there are no program changes in the fourth. In the fifth race, the Blue Northern Stakes, no changes. This is leg 1 of the all-turf pick 3, races 5, 7, and 9, as well as the start of the late pick 5. In the 6, no high 5 wagering, scratch number 6, My Partner Glenn. The late pick 4 begins with the 6th. The 7th is the Eddie Logan Stakes, no high 5 wagering, scratch 3, Practically Broke, scratch 4, Invincible, and scratch number 9, Stay Hot. Race 7, the Eddie Logan, scratch 3, 4, and 9, no high 5 wagering. 8th race kicks off the Golden Hour pick 4, combining the last 2 races from Santa Anita Park with the final 2 races from Golden Gate Fields. Just the blinker note in the 8th. And in the 9th, we have a program scratch of number 5. Note that number 7, Let Seamus Go, is 1 pound over. And scratch number 11, Uncharted. Number 11, Uncharted, out of the 9th. Golden Hour double begins with race 9. Enjoy your day at the Great Race Place. We're 58 minutes away from the opener. Let's go back to the studio now. Michelle Yu is with Jeff Siegel.
"57 minutes before the opener now, over here at the Great Race Place to kick off a 4-day race week. Michelle Yu, once again, joined by Jeff Siegel. Before we get into the card, on Dollar Day, what do you spend your dollar on?
You can buy a hot dog, can't you?
$2 technically, but
okay. So I'll buy half a hot
Yeah,
dog.
half a hot dog. Okay.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't be eating any of them, but because I was on this massive diet for like 2 years, lost about 50 pounds, and then I'm saying I want my pizza.
Right?
I'm tired of it. So I said, forget that, and I started eating like I used to, but I didn't pick up that much weight, so it was okay. So I actually beat the system.
I do that diet, but
Yeah.
it lasts not 2 years. It lasts like 2 minutes.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm on a diet. And then I'm like, are those cakes? I would love one of those. Thank you.
I
have very
used to
bad willpower.
succumb to that. So eventually you'll get the willpower.
Maybe. I doubt it. All right, let's jump into this opener. 9 horses in this first race. Maiden 50s going 9 furlongs on the grass. Jeff, what say you?
Well, I went through this. I spent much more time on this race than I should have, because I thought that I might be able to find something that maybe wasn't that readily apparent. I ended up with Gold Coast because he had the 10-hole last time out and he never even came close to the rail. And he was used early because to try to get over, and he did get over, but he kind of flattened out. But 2 races back, when they took him back and he got a much better trip, he actually finished well to be second. And if he runs back to that race, which was actually a maiden special weight race, then that's good enough to win this one. So I think Rispoli, who rode him that day and didn't ride him last time, is going to look at the form and say, I think I'll do what I did, because that was a winning race when he was second to Legislator. And I think he'll take him back, hopefully get him some cover, and then maybe produce the last run. He's no world beater. Trust me. It's not that I love him. It's just that I couldn't find anything else. So I went Gold Coast over Caribbean King. He got the good inside draw with the rail up at 30 feet. He'll save ground. I don't know if he really wants to be on the lead. They sent him last time, but from the rail, if he can kind of get behind a horse and get cover, then I think he'll run well.
I like him. He's my top pick in here. What do you do with the 3 Smooth Salute, the brother here to Smooth Like Straight, who is not very much like his sibling?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of these that he's right there. I mean, his last race got a good fig, and he had the 10 only again, took him back, made a run. I could see him with Frankie taking over. I mean, I don't know whether Luis Poli had his choice or not. He rode him last time out. Now he's on Gold Coast, and maybe he had a choice, maybe not. But yeah, he's a shot. He's got a good chance.
All right, race number 2, going to be a $16,000 claiming event. These are all non-winners of 2 Life, going 6 furlongs in here. Tread lightly.
Well, no, I mean, yeah. I didn't pick your filly, but I think she'll win.
He's a boy.
You're right. It is a boy. Stan from Malibu. Yeah, I don't think too many girls are named Stan. But anyway, But Stan from Malibu is owned by Mr. and Mrs. to my right, and good luck. I think you're in a good spot. I think if he runs back to his race before last, he was beaten the neck the day you reclaimed him. Then he was in a kind of a tough spot last time out, but freshened and dropping to a realistic spot. What am I saying this? You should be telling me this. Am I right or wrong?
So who'd you pick?
I ended up with the only thing. I went up with Mr. Beams, but if I'm playing a rolling exotic, which I am, I'm definitely going to use Mr. Beams and Stan from Malibu. Mr. Beams, the first time gelding, I like that. He ran better than the line will show up north over the all-weather. He's got some form and some figures that make him a threat for Tim. So I thought Mr. Beams he's a better price too, but if gun to my head, if I had to say, who do I really think is going to win, it's Stan from Malibu.
Oh, that's such a nice vote of confidence. Thanks,
I mean, you're asking me what I think. I should be asking what you think. What do you think?
I was so disappointed with his last. Honestly, I claimed him because I wanted to run him in a Cal 20. And then when it came to the end of the book at Del Mar, there was none. And then the first books at Los Al came out, and there was literally not a single race for him. So we ran him in that race, knowing it was against older and everything.
Right.
And he just completely spit the bit. Tyler said he wasn't interested at all. So like you said, we freshened him. He schooled really nicely this week, but I am really irritated. It wasn't the plan. The plans did not come to fruition with him.
Yeah, I mean, but the pace is going to be modest, and that'll help him.
Yeah, I hope so.
So hopefully he can be right on or near the lead, and he seems to run best when he's right in the fray. So Stan from Malibu and Mr. Beams are the 2 that I'm going to use in my exotics, and I picked the higher price of the 2, but I will be very happy if you win.
Thank you. Race 3, Calbred 26 on the grass. That is from our turf shoot. And is it as easy as the 9-5 favorite?
Well, I picked him double jab. I mean, he's inside speed, and that horse that he chased home, Book Smart's very fast.
Yes.
And he sat behind him and thought he could go by him, but going 5/8 at Del Mar, Book Smart did not come back. Now he ran down the hill.
But he ran good for the race he was in.
Really good. He ran really good.
Yeah.
I mean, that horse that beat him has never been sharper, and that was 6.5. He was trying to. He ran 5 when double jab ran second to him. Lightly raced, inside speed, good barn, everything. Pratt rides him back. Race before last at Del Mar, going 5/8 on turf, wins. So I think he's going to be tough. I will definitely use him. Mana Rose, I don't think is good. I mean, he's the second horse, I would think, but I think Double Jab will beat him.
All right, Double Jab going to be my top selection in that spot as well. The next race is going to be race number 4, which does begin the Pick 6. Are you a Pick 6 player?
I was a professional Pick 6 player in the 80s.
Okay.
Then I stopped doing it when they put the rainbow thing in,
right,
which I did not like. So I was all prepared to jump back in when they reinstituted the carryover. But I like it $2, not $1.
So $1's too cheap for you?
Well, no, there's a reason for it. I'll tell you, when you have $1, there are a lot of horses that are covered that normally wouldn't be covered
in a $2
because people can afford it, which is obviously a good thing for the fans. But I'm not playing the Pick 6 to win a couple of $1,000. I'm trying to hit a major play.
Right.
And some of the times I uncover a really good knockout horse.
Right.
But for $1, they're not really knocking. People throw them in anyway because they can afford it. But for $2, that's where I get my edge because my tickets are bigger. So if it were $2, I'd be in every day.
Okay.
And if it were a significant carryover, I'll jump in. But to me, I need the $2. You know what I really like?
Tell me.
The Turf Pick 3.
Okay. I like
That's
the Turf
my
Pick
play
3
now.
too. Yeah?
because even then, because I don't have to spend a lot, but I can spend enough, and I can knock some people out. I mean, that's
$3 minimum there on that all turf pick 3.
Mutual betting is betting against the other guy, you
right?
know, and you're trying to find horses that maybe he won't use. Maybe you will out handicap him, or maybe find something that he won't use, or because when it was the 20 cent or the 50 cent, you know, people just throw numbers up there.
My all.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's no edge, you know. So I prefer $2, and I'll certainly look at it when it's a carryover.
Okay, what's the biggest pick 6 score you've ever had?
We in the press box hit for, this is 1984. It was 780,000. But we had like 4 or 5 people in it, you know.
That doesn't matter. That is huge.
Right. I think my
what is that in today money? Like $9 million.
Well, none of us. We all had like 20% of it,
right?
So we could all celebrate together.
Yeah.
And then we had a couple other ones for 110. I had one at Golden Gate for 140. But again, these were $2 increments, and they were carryover. I mean, the $700,000, $800,000 hit was like a 4-day carryover.
Okay.
So, and again, we were, and it's a fun. Just to digress, just briefly, we wouldn't even have hit that one. But I was in the backstretch in the morning, and Wayne Lucas had a first-time starter that nobody liked.
Okay.
And I just happened to run into him, and just for conversation, hey, what do you think of your horse in the fourth race? Oh, I think she'll win. What? Well. Anyway, she paid $47.60 or something.
Oh my gosh!
And we never would have had it, you know, because
that was the racing god shining down on you.
That's exactly what it was. Otherwise, we'd have been blown out in the first leg.
Right.
But I ran into him by pure luck, and he touted me. And I said, "Look, she might run last, but he likes her. Throw her in. I think it's big enough." So that was our big hit.
Oh.
I haven't gotten that lucky since, though.
You don't bump into trainers all the time that run. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna win."
I don't think I've spent the whole money yet. I think I still got a little bit socked away.
That is wild. Race number 4, right? Did we talk about it yet? Did we get to the pick 6? Okay. Whew. So who do you like to kick off this pick 6, and are you playing today?
I'm not. I'm playing the turf race.
The turf race. Okay.
Yeah. Number 1, I don't have a great conviction on this one either, but wish they all could be. This is a class drop. I don't know whether it's a healthy class drop or not. Maybe I can get your opinion on it. I like the 6.5. I like the fact that this is what she wants to do. She doesn't really want to be hustled, and it's pretty hard to ignore 3 for 3. So I'm thinking the horse for course angle will kick in here, and somehow, some way, she'll get outrun early and maybe wear down the fading leaders late. But again, that's not something. This is not a horse that I'm terribly
in love with.
No, in fact, I grade my selections for the first glance, and I only gave this one a C+, which means
I love your grades, by the way.
Thank you.
Especially if I like throw out a horse and then you're like grade of confidence C-. I'm like, oh, good. Like it's not like a solid.
I mean, I have to make a pick in every race.
Right.
Some picks I really like.
Yeah.
Some like this one. Well, I gotta make one, but don't hold me to it, type of thing. So if you've ever been A, B, or C, if you've gotten grades like that in school, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And C, this is a C+, which means I don't hate the horse, but I don't. There are things about her, the price, the rail, all that other stuff. It can win, but not one of my main choices.
I did see one of your vote of confidences that was like a D, and I was like,
yeah, like I said, I wish I could say pass the race, but they won't let me do that.
Right. Well, and I appreciate that you spread out your grades. It's not like, oh, every horse is a B or a B-, so then you don't feel like, oh, there's already difference.
What does that mean?
You got an A+ and they're D on the same day. I know exactly which one I want to go with.
I don't give that many A's out. I'm a tough grader, but if you see an A, look out.
Race number 5 is the first leg of the turf pick 3 that we were talking about earlier. And it is the Blue Norther for fillies on the grass. And how deep are you going in this?
I'm going to have to go 5 deep, although I do like.
I feel so good.
I do like one filly that I'm going to bet on if she's a decent price, and that's number 7, Medoro. I absolutely loved her win at Del Mar first time out. She was outrun early. In fact, Peter Urton was quoted as saying, I didn't even think she had a chance because I didn't think she could go 5/8. I thought she needed more distance. But she lifted in the final 16ths of a mile, got up in time. And because we don't have the opportunity to train 2-year-olds or any horse for that matter on the grass. Sometimes you don't know if they like them.
Right.
You got to throw them in the race and just hope. And she just, with English Channel on the bottom, she just exploded, galloped out way in front. But this is a big step up. Now she's going 2 turns. Now she's trying stakes horses. So, and I don't know if she's a late running sprinter or not. So she's my top pick. But Chatalis is a grade 2 winner. Again, first time grass, never been on it. Who
That's
knows?
not a grass pedigree, though. Good runner out of an Indian Charlie mare.
No, it is not. It is not. That is why she's like the 5th. That's why I threw her in, because I don't really like her, but she's got Mark Glatt, she's got Frankie, she's got. I don't know whether she's going to like the turf or not. If I saw her breeze on it, I would know. But I'm not. She's the 5th of 5. Highlands coming up in class. I thought she won stylishly in the starter race. Again, not beating much, but she did it using about 75% of her energy. She just kind of cruised around there, didn't even try. Then you've got Zona Verde, who I like because she won her last race on the lead, but she's also won from off the pace. So and she's a 2-time winner at the distance on the surface, and with Juan riding her back, he can do whatever he wants to do. And then Mofox Given was given no chance in the last race. They took her back the last. She had no tactical chance. She was blocked into the stretch. She actually finished well when she was clear. But this time, I think they'll put her in the race and let her lay fairly close because she can run that way. But last time, for some reason, they took her back the last. They went 48 to the half. First half was 48. The second half was 48, and she had to run 46 to catch up, and she couldn't do it.
Right. And looking back to 2 races previous, she ran in the Qatar Gold Mile, which was on the Breeders' Cup undercard. That was versus males.
Yes.
And so if she wins, there's some horses running back from that race later on the card definitely could improve some of those horses' chances, right?
I don't know whether she'll win, but she could win. And that's why I'm throwing her in. And
I just like all the names. This is Mo Fox Given, and she's owned by Pig Stables. That's like some serious.
Motown was a good grass horse. I think he's going to be okay with a horse like this. I think she's going to be just fine. I mean, even if she doesn't win, but I think she's going to run really well.
Yeah.
No Fox Given.
Race number 6 is going to be an allowance affair here. Non-winners of one other than going a mile on the main track. And I just have to say I watch Clouseau very closely all the time because I was desperate to buy him at the yearling sales, but we obviously did not have anywhere near that much money. And he's been such a good little horse. I have a big affinity for him, but I'm sure you're going to end up on Matanzas Creek.
Well, yeah, but here's another thing. He's 8 to 5. There's not a lot of value in a horse tackling older horses and stretching out for the first time, but he's trained really well. Here's a recent breeze for him. Now the filly let's see, who's he working with?
He's on the inside and Big Pond's on the outside.
So Big Pond is obviously a very nice filly.
Just almost won the grade 1 La Brea this week.
I think she thinks she won it, so that's good enough. But you can see how easy Matanzas Creek is going. He's literally being thrown down here in the final 16th of a mile, but he's not pulling. He's just kind of galloping along. He's a kind of colt being by Empire Maker, even though he's out of a mare that was, I think Cuvée was a sprinter, but I think he'll go a mile, and if they let him roll out of there from the gate and he can make the lead, because he made the lead sprinting, I don't think he'll look back. I think he's a nice colt. They had him in the stake and they took him out, which was smart, the 7/8 of the Malibu. And this is a good building block for him. I think he's a nice colt. America Red, White, Blue is an older, tough gelding, professional horse. He's run well on the track in the past. His numbers are a fit. But I just think Matanzas Creek's got more upside. So I like him. I think he'll win. I don't think there's value, but I'd like to see him win.
All right. So Matanzas Creek scratched out of the Malibu, ends up in this allowance, and we'll see if he can get the job done as the favorite. Race number 7 is the Eddie Logan. This is also going to be part of that turf pick 3. Now, this is a race that we had some big scratches out of. We lost the 3, practically broke. We lost the 4, Invincible, and we lost Stay Hot, who was the CSLB DeMille winner last time out.
Yeah, and that's going to make Lord Bullington shorter, obviously, than in the 3-to-1 price that he was listed originally on the board.
Does he deserve to be a really low favorite, though?
Well, not a low favorite, but here's the thing about him. And I know you think he might be vulnerable, but that's him way on the outside. And, he came from last, and it was a race in which, he swept on by. And it was a really good race for him because it was on this course. And last time out in the Cecil B. DeMille, he was fourth, but he didn't get a clear run in the final furlong, and I think he should have been closer. Now, Stay Hot was behind him in that race. He came out of that race to win. The horse that you had in that race would have won the day if he'd drawn in.
So
I don't want to get you started, but I think I probably did. But again, in a small field, he'll be fairly close to the pace. And if he runs back to that race over a course that I know he likes, then I think he's going to be tough. I was a little bit less enamored with American Hope. He won his race at Del Mar. He got a great trip. It was a cavalry charge. They all finished in a heap. I'm not sure how good a race that was. Numbers-wise, he's fairly competitive. And again, being by American Pharoah, who's to say that he won't improve off that race? So he's got a chance as well. But I'm going with the horse that I know likes the course and is a stakes winner, so I'm going to go with Lord Bullington.
I just want to know what you think also about Twirling Point shipping in here for Jonathan Thomas.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him. He's been running even in the all-weather a couple of races. His grass race was bad, but that was just his first start. I don't know enough about him other than the fact that it looks like he had no excuse last time out. He was a beaten favorite. So I just want to see one first. I just don't know.
All right. That was so insightful for me. Thanks, Jeff.
No, it's basically what I'm saying is if you want to use them, I'm not talking you off them.
Right.
I'm just not sold on him, but I'm not saying he couldn't win.
Okay, race number 8 is the penultimate race on the card. 2-year-old fillies, maiden special weight, going 6. There are a pair of Bafferts in here. Is it going to be all B squared, or do you have some more fun options?
Well, I do. I've watched the two Bafferts train. In fact, they train together, and quite frankly, I couldn't separate them. I don't think either one of them.
I thought Splendor was this much better.
All right, so you separated them by an
better.
inch. Okay, fine. And I guess you could use them, but I don't think either one of them are among the best that he's got.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about Ms. Beau J, but I want to show you this workout if we have it. Now, she is the gray filly, and this is a filly that's got
inside?
She didn't break. Now she came out of this gate work and worked again and popped the gate, looked like a quarter horse.
Okay.
But she is very, very fast. Here they're trying to throw her down a little bit. And she is going to work pretty quickly, obviously.
Well, you say she's pretty fast. She was a $350,000 in training horse. So I would imagine
she was very
quick.
impressive in the 2-year-old sale. Here's the problem I have with her. I know she's blazingly fast. I don't know how far she wants to run. Now, because sometimes when they work a half, they still kind of continue out, through the lane and gallop out well. She's a mile in front here, 46 and change. But the problem is she didn't really gallop out that well.
Right.
So I'm not sure whether she's going to take this field to the top of the stretch and then give it up. But I definitely think she's going to be in front. How far? I don't know.
Well, isn't this okay? Look, I am not a 28% trainer like Peter Hurton is.
Yeah.
But knowing the horse is fast and she has to go 6, don't you think it's weird that they came back and gated her 3 furlongs and 34 and change too?
Yeah, but I think they wanted to make sure she broke. Yeah, that was the whole thing, and because of that, and she did break really well that day. So they learned what they had to learn. But I didn't have to see that to know she's fast.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen, 3/4 and 12 and change, finishing like this, to be sure that she could stick it out. Now, at the 8th bull, if she's 9 in front, it may not matter. You know? But that prevents me from loving her, but I definitely think she's a filly to beat. Number 10, Ms. Beau J.
All right. So after all that, Jeff's still going to land on Miss Beau J. We'll see if she can't get the distance there. In the finale, it will finish out our turf pick 3. It will finish out our pick 6. And of course, we'll finish out our race day maidens on the grass going a mile. The also does not draw in.
I know. Yeah, that's too bad because I think, look, if I'm picking Lord Bullington to win a stake, I certainly could have picked Uncharted to win a maiden race, right? But you had the misfortune of not being able to run, so I looked elsewhere. And the colt that I looked at is number 7, Let Seamus Go. Now, this is a colt that they didn't give anything for him as a justify, only $45,000. I don't know what he looks like from his knee down or anything else like that, but he can run this colt. I mean, he was a little short first time out. I thought he ran huge in his second start. He was wide every step of the way, pressing the pace, put away the leader, and then he got worn down late, but he might have been a race away. And since then, he's really trained well. I mean, on the dirt, he's trained like a nice mover. He's got good energy, good action since that race, and he strikes me as a colt that is absolutely going to step forward again. The pace situation looks moderate. I don't think he'll be in front. I think there's probably going to be the sprinter drawn inside of him. No show Jones will probably go, but I don't think he's really that. He's 50-1. I don't think you have to worry too much about him. But I think Let Seamus is going to sit right out there. And if he just improves a little bit, and based on the workout that I saw, I think he will. I think he's going to take this field. So I look for Brian Corner's Let Seamus Go to win, and he's going to be my single.
Okay.
And the reason for that is if he doesn't win, they're all look alike to me. So.
All right. I like it. So your turf victory going to end in a single there. What's your overall turf victory cost? You don't have to give me your whole ticket so no one copies you. But.
It's just $15. That's it. It's five.
So 5 by 1
5 by 1 by 1.
Ooh.
But now that's because I put it out because I want the small ticket player to play it.
Right.
But look, people are free to add to it. I mean, they can say, I like this whole throw them in then. I'm not stopping you. I'm just giving you my really base cheap ticket.
Right.
I might.
This is my A matrix ticket.
Right. No, it is. Exactly. And I might throw in a few others, but the base ticket's just $15. And it could still pay all right if we get a price home in the first leg and this colt I don't think it's going to go over bat. So
the 7 is my only top pick that is your top pick also. All
right.
So we have to carry my weight also.
So let's go down together then.
That's right. We're going to go down guns blazing. All right. We are 34 minutes before the opener. Thanks so much to Jeff Siegel for joining me here on Quigley's Corner. Stay tuned. We'll have some more information from Frank Miramani. We'll be back on the desk later on today to guide you through this 9-race program. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.